All right, pottery students, we are going to begin to do some of our first projects. So you're going to be watching this video at home, and then when you come to class, you'll be ready to know what you want to do. So one thing that you might be doing at home is kind of coming up with your ideas for a stamp. Okay, pottery students, we're ready to get started. We're going to start working with clay. First thing I like to make is a stamp. Now, a stamp has a couple different features to it. One, as an artist, you can create a signature stamp where you can sign each of your pieces with your own symbol or your initials or anything like that. So start with a sketch and come up with maybe a fun design that you would like to use to sign your pieces. This will be very handy, especially when sometimes things that get put on the shelf look similar to each other. And by signing it or scratching your name into it, or just using this stamp, I really like using mine, it helps identify your own signature style and each of your pieces that you make. So very artistic. All right, so let's begin. So you're going to roll a little coil of clay like the one here in the picture, and I'm going to include a couple of videos on how to make a clay stamp in our Canvas classroom. But here's a little overview. So when you're carving this, you are welcome to add maybe your signature on the side, or you can create an interesting look on one side. But mainly you're wanting to carve your initial. Now, if you do something that is your initials or something like that, you will need to do the reverse. So you may want to draw it out first, the design that you want, and then flip it over and hold it up to the light and trace it on the other side of the paper. And that will be the reversed image of that design. In this case, this teacher used felt tip marker and moistened it a little bit, and it showed up on the clay like that. So trace your design the backwards way. You can also put the piece of paper backwards on the stamp and then just press into the clay to kind of outline it on there. And of course, you want it backwards. All right, so now we do want, once we've made our stamp, you do want it to kind of firm up just a little bit. So if you're making this at home at all, I would just let it sit out for a couple hours and it'll firm up. And then you can begin to use your needle tool to scratch in. Uh, I actually prefer it with this project that you carve away the background and leave the letters or the design uh, as sticking out. It actually turns out a lot better that way. And then you're going to use a needle tool. You could use a paper clip if you're at home, or something that will, a loop tool, to kind of carve away. You can use toothpicks, and then you're going to begin. Loop tools really work well, and I have a selection of loop tools in the classroom that are small and are ideal for this project. All right, and she even made this one. This particular one has a cool handle. What I want you to do is make two stamps. One with your some sort of a symbol or your initials or something like that, that maybe be your signature stamp. And then I also want you to make one that's maybe like a flower or a shape or some sort of interesting design that you may use in your project. A wet paintbrush helps to smooth out your areas. And then let it dry, and then we'll fire them. All right, they look like something like this. I will also include a how-to video in Classroom. Good job.